TJ, this is you. Jump.
Sorry. So Veterans Park, we've talked about this a couple times in the past. I've pulled their most recent pay estimate, which is pay estimate number 3, and there's a copy in all of your packets there. There's $150,000 approximately worth of work to do on Veterans Park, which the contractor hasn't been paid for.
Excuse me back here. I don't mean to interrupt you guys, but
Hey
I
guys,
can't carry.
go ahead.
So, here's the thing. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of work going on down there at the park, and we need to get this wrapped up. I mean, this has been stagnant, the infield's full of water again. I think we need to have some conversations about, are we striking any line items from this contract? Are we taking the batting cages out? Are we taking any of these other items out of this contract? And then, you know, we need to communicate with the flag check to get this closed out. So that's why I asked
Do
to
you
have
feel
this on.
Flag Check would be okay with taking the batting cages out?
He indicated that when we met with him originally.
Well,
He hasn't
if
ordered the
it's-
batting
if it's not
cages
gonna, if it's not gonna be a hard feeling with him or any kind of litigation with him over that contract, I would be more than
So
happy to take the batting cages out.
the quick summary on this, there's $156,300 remaining. About a third of that is the outfield fence, which is $50,000. The batting cage and bullpen is listed to be $30,000. So if you take that money out, that takes the remaining balance down to approximately $125,000.
We still
It
have
still needs to be
125.
paid to the contractor to close the job.
on that
So,
park.
That's where we stand in terms of payments.
That's
I
work to
think
be
there's other
completed,
cost here that.
which is additional cost. If you take the batting cages out, TJ, approximately what, 125,000?
Yeah, that takes you down to, $126,300 of remaining work that
And
needs
what's
to be.
been paid on that contract?
To date, Larry, we've paid $246,500.
246?
Out of general funds for something that was totally not
Almost.
needed.
375 total?
Yeah, so the total contract value was $402,800. We've paid $246,500 and we owe $156,300.
No, that's not true. You're not accurate.
What?
You're not accurate.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
Part of the left field is in whose property?
well, that's the other point. That's on. That's the other.
That's property right there.
The horse farm.
Part of the left field is somebody else's
We've got
property.
an encroachment too, yeah. we have to
So
work
it's
it
more
out.
than that, really.
Someone's gonna have to get out to that guy, please.
What about the
Oh,
handicap
boy.
parking thing, is that being corrected on there or not? You're gonna go there and you're not gonna have it for handicap parking?
Right, that needs to be,
You gotta make
that
it
needs to
all.
be discussed with flat check as well.
So but in actuality, it's, Larry, we have the left field, a part of the left field is on somebody else's property. And I think that's a situation where the engineer, the previous engineer, should be liable for that, am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
Would you?
Short answer, yeah. I don't know enough about what happened back in the day, but the short answer is probably yes.
To my understanding, he had a lot of dealings with an ex-board member who made a lot of promises from what he's saying about screening and trees and.
In the Veterans Park binder that I got, there was easement paperwork drawn up to obtain the property that we're discussing right now, but none of it was ever signed.
The engineer told me at my office, who was there at that meeting?
Me.
You?
And Larry,
And Larry, he said at my meeting, he said,
meeting down in his office.
he said, when I asked the question, he said that they screwed up, is the word, quote, unquote, they screwed up.
They screwed up.
Well, the park's not on our property, so that's a
Well,
major
first he
problem.
didn't want to say it either. He said, well,
I asked
there's
him.
the bad news. And I said, well, tell him the really bad news. And he's like, you mean that it's on someone else's property? 'Cause he didn't
All
wanna
right,
talk
so
about it.
here's what we have to do. I think we need to find out, there's this Tim Schaaf wants somebody to call him. Would you want, Michelle, do you want to call him or do you want TJ to call him?
This person,
Yes.
that's property.
Whose note is that, by the way? Is that your handwriting?
Well, by chance, one of our staff members just sold a piece of property to that person because she owned the property next on the other side of the street. And in the negotiations of selling her property to him, he kind of expressed to her all of the things that have gone on with that property and how I think he's not going to give an easement, and how he's not gonna give an easement agreement. A former board member promised him like the screen fencing and all of these trees, and he doesn't want people sitting up on top of that slope, and he knows that slope's his, and sitting up there watching the games, and he promised like some sort of high fence. I don't know what all.
So what I suggest is maybe have TJ give him a call and just say, here's the note.
You have his info?
So,
Yeah.
first you might want to talk to
And what I'd like you to do,
this employee.
what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to keep,
Lead you up to it.
I'd like you to keep a log of your time that you spend trying to clean this mistake up. And then I think that should be deducted from any invoices from Harshman.
Okay, so I'll do a couple things. I'll reach out to, we'll follow up on this, step one. Step two, are we in consensus that we want to remove the batting cages? That was discussed briefly at the meeting, the second April meeting.
What baseball teams are out here?
None.
He's not from here.
None.
Unlike
Not from here.
We can start like a,
Pittsburgh Pirates coming in, Chicago Cubs.
Pickleball.
no, we were gonna get our own team. The Bears, Penguins.
Can I
Get our own team.
Can I make a comment? I've bit my tongue for months on this one. When I was the chairman of the recreation board and we put the building up down here, our next move was we were looking at what else to do there, and it was brought up about extending that field. And two things, we knew that we didn't have the space, that the property did not go out far enough. And the second was, we were told, and this was 15 years ago or more, that there was no need for baseball fields, that it's not out, they can't field the teams. But yet, we have a past board that spent over $400,000, not even, when we built that building, that was grant money, matching, and we matched it.
All, yeah,
And this was $400 and some thousand out of the general fund for something that was totally not needed.
$100,000 hot dog stand.
Yes,
right, yeah, remember
And how
that.
many people have used that stand?
and they wanna
In 4
rent it
years,
now.
nobody, cause it's been under
All right.
Well,
construction.
and it was up on Facebook, was people wanna rent it for, graduation parties. I'm thinking, what that field looks like now, I wouldn't touch that, I wouldn't be down there at all.
So TJ, you understand basically, I'd like you to keep
Yes.
a separate
Track time
account,
separate.
track it for whatever you spend, because I think that should be the responsibility of the previous engineer,
Right.
okay?
So, what we can do, if we wanna take the batting cages out, we can write up a change order, send it to Plowcheck, have him sign it, and deduct that line item out and reduce the contract value, if that's something that. the
Did
board
you
wants.
provide the board like does the board have like a statement or like a list of the different expenses and all that?
Yeah, so pay estimate number 3 is in the package here, and it spells out, it's a lump sum breakdown of all the items that are in the contract. So,
There won't be any trouble, TJ, I'll get it on the
sounded like he'd be open to removing it from the contract.
I'm
How, how much more will he
So
remove?
you're making a motion
How
to
much more will he
deduct that
take off?
as a change order? Linda? So motion by Linda to deduct as a change order the batting cages.
In the amount of 30,000, yeah.
Veterans Park.
Okay, a motion made by Linda. A motion by Linda to do a change order, deducting $30,000 for batting cages. That's your motion. Let's see what's the back to back.
Okay, I'll second that, let's go. But why you gotta put the handicap parking?
Yeah, we
in there?
gotta figure that out too.
First and second, so, all right.
Okay, roll call?
Dupree,
Yes.
Spar,
Yes.